I'm David Boyle and I'm quitting alcohol. So, apparently the use of the N-word has gone up 500% since Elon Musk took over Twitter. There's a price you got to pay for freedom and the N-word seems to be the currency. 500%, that sounds bad. It sounds like a lot. It sounds like a big increase, but has it gone from 0 to 500? Is that the 500% increase, or has it gone from 1 million to 500 million? Just every tweet is the N-word, just constantly. Trending. The top 10 of trending is just the N-word all day, every day. I don't think it's that high. Could be. I don't know. That 500% increase could just be Andrew Roberts joined Twitter recently. I don't know. The data isn't clear, but that would definitely account for a 500% increase. Andrew Roberts, 12 beers down and a freshly recharged Vodafone fucking SIM. That would make sense, but you do have to expect a little bit of an increase in the N-word if you're going to give people freedom. People aren't always going to use their freedoms for good. For starters, they're not going to use it wisely, but that's what freedom is. Freedom is the freedom to fucking yell the N-word on Twitter. Just howl it at the moon. If you walk past someone and he's just howling the N-word at the moon, just fucking think to yourself, I'm glad he's doing that because that means we're living in a free society. Unless you're black, then probably fucking run. But that fucking 500%, that's just people getting excited with their new freedoms. That will come back down. That will come back down like maybe another 50, 60%. It will still remain high. It will be higher than before for sure, but it will come back. People are just like a little bit fucking excited. It's Halloween, you know, in Australia, the Melbourne Cup's coming up. There's a lot of things to be excited about. The sun's out. A good fucking old-fashioned caps-locked N-word in the public domain on Twitter. That gets the blood flowing. There's a little bit of fucking red, white, and blue in that. I wouldn't even worry about that one. The one that seems to be fucking creeping back in, even though I never stopped using it, is faggot. Faggot is making a fucking charge. There has been a resurgence in the use of the word faggot just by the general public. I've heard it several times lately out in the street. It's creeping back in. I always knew we were only like a missed meal. We're a couple of interest rate rises away from people using faggot again. It was never going to take much. It took the full force of fucking all of humanity's consciousness to shift to stop people from saying it. And all it's going to take for that to unravel is like petrol going up fucking 10 more cents a litre. So in the not too distant future, you're going to be walking down the street. On one side of the street, there's going to be some dude just howling the N-word at the moon. And on the other side of the road, a guy's going to call his friend a faggot for drinking champagne. And in a strange way, it's going to feel like the world has gone back to some sort of normality. We are entering a fucking very interesting period of human history. The next 10 years is going to be about 100 years of experience. So much shit is going to happen in the next fucking 10 years that it's going to blow your fucking mind. There's a saying, there's decades where nothing happens and there's weeks where decades happen. Well, fucking, there's decades when nothing happens, which was 2010 to 2020 pretty much. And there's decades where centuries happen, and that's going to be 2020 to 2030. This is going to be a fucking roller coaster. Don't worry about your virtual reality glasses or the fucking metaverse. You're barely going to be able to wrap your fucking mind around anything that happens over the next 10 years. It's going to get spicy. Like, so much shit's going to happen. I'm just going to make some predictions. Laws of gravity is going to change. Aliens, they're coming. We're going to open some portals into other dimensions. There's going to be a full fucking meltdown of the economy and the financial system. That's 110. Everything that is upside down now is going to have to be twisted back around the right way. And that doesn't happen without a little bit of collateral damage. This is not going to be a fucking peaceful decade. You're going to want to be sober for this one. I've said this before. This is the time to be sober. You want to have some fucking clear vision to see the freak show that's about to take place. Remember all during COVID and everyone was like, oh, this is so bad. And I was like, the bad stuff hasn't even started yet. I was saying that for 2 years. Well, the bad stuff started about 6 months ago. So it just started now. The bad stuff just started now. And look, if you're dexterous and deft, you're going to be all right, but you got to have your fucking wits about you 110%. You can't be stumbling around for the next decade not knowing what the fuck's going on. You have to be lasered in. I'm not even talking about this decade as being inherently a bad thing. It needs to happen for us to get past it and evolve. Because if we stagnate in the same fucking groove we're in at the moment, it's over. The next stage is just evolution. But a lot of people aren't aware and aren't going to be ready for it. But the 78 people who listen to this podcast are going to be fucking ready for it, aren't you? Gear up, people. Sign up to Twitter and start howling the N-word at the moon. All right, that'll do for today. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around, and I will see you the fuck later.